Greetings, fellow Portal Masters. Welcome back to my channel. It's your main man, Jake, and today we are back with another top 5 video. So last episode I did top 5 Earth Skylanders. Now I'm just going to jump straight into it. Top 5 Earth Skylanders. So for this list, I have gathered 5 of my favorite Earth Skylanders ever. So let me move that out of the way. And compiled them into this here list. Now, before we get into the list, I just want to say that this is my personal list. So, some placements you may not agree with, and that's fine. But, I do have to make a quick disclaimer that I do not have every single Skylander. So if there's a Skylander that you love that is not on this list, I either don't have it, so I'm not so sure about it myself, or I just don't like the Skylander in general. So, with that out of the way, let's get into the list. Starting at number 5. So Bash is an interesting case. He's a Skylander that I know is Crash the Skyland's favorite, so I feel like I had to place him here on this list. But not just because he's Crash's favorite, but because I managed to get some gameplay of him in my 8th year anniversary special for Crash the Skylands, and I think he's pretty good. His roll ability is good. His hitting with the tail does a lot of damage around him, and his Stone Fist ability is great. He can be fast and get through speed runs quickly. And I just think Bash is a great choice if you're going to speed run. And overall, he's just a really strong Skylander. So I think he deserves this spot at number 5. Rebel Rouser is an interesting case for me. When I first saw Rebel Rouser, I was like, I want this character. I mean, not as much as I wanted Doomstone, but being the first Earth Swapper that I got, I was impressed by him. He is a powerhouse of a character. He is a heavy hitter, and his going underground move is really good to avoid enemy attacks. And holding it long enough makes a giant rock pop out of the ground with him, and as well as little minor buddies who fight alongside you. And his ability where you can slam the hammer into the ground and upgrade it to a drill, you can continue holding it. That's really good for max damage. And his upgrade that I currently have on his path is whenever he slams his hammer into the ground, he shoots out shards of rock, which make for a good ranged attack. So overall, Rebel Rouser is just a powerhouse of a Skylander, and I really, really enjoy him. And he made this list at number 4. I think it's a good spot for him, because other Skylanders, I just think are better. Terrafin was my very first Earth Skylander, and when I started playing as him, I instantly fell in love with his playstyle. His moves may be a bit bland to the taste, but his punch ability is strong, especially upgraded to his spiked knuckles. His Earth Swim ability is great, along with his belly flop coming out of it. It does a ton of area damage, which is great for fighting. The only downside to Terrafin is his ability where he unleashes his little shark siblings or babies or whatever you want to say they are. They don't really do much. They just do continuous damage and then they just go away after a while. But other than that, Terrafin being my first Earth Skylander, I'm a little bit biased of, but I still love his moveset, and when you upgrade another path, you're able to damage enemies while you're burrowed underground. So that's really good too. But I think just putting him right smack in the middle of this list is a good placement for Terrafin. Fist Bump, one of my newer Skylanders that I managed to play as. After finally being able to play as him, I learned how crazy good he is. Fist Bump not only does a lot of damage, but you don't even have to rely on any other moveset of his moves in his moveset to do damage. He does plenty of damage with his fists, and as long as you have fault lines formed, you can do damage from quite a distance. You don't need to be close to enemies at all, so if there's like a boss fight or a heavy enemy, just activate some fault lines and just hit the ground as far away from them as possible, and let the spikes coming out of the ground just do the damage for you. He is a heavy hitter, and he is all extremely powerful. I really enjoy him, even though his moveset may be a little bit boring to do sometimes. He is still all powerful, and he has grown to be one of my favorite Earth Skylanders ever. But who tops him? You're about to find out. Tri-Tip, probably my favorite sensei in Imaginators. As lackluster and boring as Imaginators was, it still had a ton of really amazing characters added to the roster, and Tri-Tip was no exception. Tri-Tip was one of the best senseis to come out alongside the other senseis, which are really good too. But Tri-Tip is different because he is just all-powerful, he's menacing, he's a dinosaur, he's named after one of my favorite cuts of meat. It's great. His mace is powerful. He shoots out sparks that damage enemies. It's good for long range. He can charge at enemies, which does a lot of damage. And his Sky Chi is just him spinning around super fast. And he is just overall a very, very powerful Skylander. I don't see anyone else topping him other than maybe closely Fist Bump, but he's only in a close second because Tri-Tip is my favorite sensei. So again, I may be a little biased, but to me, until I figure out any other Earth Skylanders that could potentially be better than Tri-Tip, because again, I don't have every single Skylander like I mentioned before, Tri-Tip is #1 Earth Skylander and my favorite sensei from Imaginators. So, yeah. And that's my list. I hope you guys enjoyed, and please leave a like on this video if you enjoyed this video. I did try something a little bit different with this. I interpolated some gameplay, so you probably saw that. And hopefully this makes the video more engaging, and I'll try to make it like that in the future because I want my videos to be as engaging as possible so you guys don't get bored of watching me just sit here. But again, that's gonna do it. So if you enjoyed, leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more ranking videos like this. And as always, I will see you in the next video. Peace out.